Welcome to the West Coast Conference Summer Hangout Series. Today we are hanging out with University of the Pacific golfer Byron Meth. Byron, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
How's it going? How's the summer going so far?
Going well. Playing a lot of tournaments. Been pretty consistent, and it's going to be a fun end of the summer. A couple tournaments coming up.
Yeah, you've got a big one coming up in about a week here. Tell us about that one.
Yeah, so it's the United States Golf Association Public Links, and it's the last one ever, so it should be a fun one, really strong field, and USGA event is always fun to play, and then it's in Kansas, so you never really know about the weather there, but we'll make the best of it.
And you've actually played in this tournament before. Tell us a little bit about your experience last time and maybe what you learned from the first experience at this tournament.
Yeah, so 2 years ago I played in the same tournament, and I actually traveled there with former Tiger Alex Edford and our former coach Brandon Goethals. And it was a really fun tournament, my first USGA event. Played stroke play kind of up and down, made it through into match play, and then just lost my first match to a very good player. He's now playing on the web.com tour, Zach Blair. But it was a really fun event. I've played quite a bit of match play since, so kind of tightened up my strategy a little bit, and we'll try to get into match play and see how we go from there.
And you had a big year in the West Coast Conference this last year. You won the individual medal at the WCC tournament in Bremerton, Washington. We talked about it a lot, you and I. We did a lot of post-match interviews then, but now that you've got some distance from it, some time to reflect, how exciting was that moment for you?
It was great. Just the actual week itself was just fantastic. That's what we worked for. We worked to win championships. We worked to win big events. So the week itself was really big, but the best thing for me, at least, was getting into bigger tournaments this summer. I just came back from the Sahali Players Championship, picked up a top 10 there, just a tremendous golf course, one of the most narrow courses I've ever played. It's hosted a major championship in '98, the PGA Championship. And it was just a really fun tournament, and just being at the next level in my last summer, well, probably my last summer before I turned professional, it was just really fun to be in the top tier.
Did you get a chance to come home and celebrate after the WCC tournament with your family and everything?
Been home a little bit, but we've just been so busy. My sister just graduated from college and my parents helped her move, and scheduling was a bit of a bummer, but yeah, it was fun. We had dinner when we eventually all got back.
That's great. Now, University of Pacific Golf, you have a new coach this year, and you were actually part of the search committee. Tell me a little bit about how you found him, Chris Hill, your new coach.
Yeah, so I was on the search committee. I was just there to kind of give the team's perspective of what we need from a coach. Left all the politics to the other members of the committee and Ted Leland and Jim Degoni. But it was really fun. We had quite a few different candidates and ended up coming down to a few really good candidates. And Chris Hill actually won the Assistant Coach of the Year award last year. So we're in good hands. And it was a really good experience to kind of see the different side of things. So I'm just used to having a coach pick us up, drive us to the golf tournament, and go say shoot low. So it was good to see the different side of things.
And tell us a little about what he's like. What are your impressions of him so far?
He's going to outwork everyone. He's going to be the first one there, the last one to leave, and that's what we need. We have a team with a lot of talent, and we just need a little bit of a direction to kind of get going the right way. So I think that's what he's going to bring. Should be a really good transition, and the guys have seemed to give him a lot of respect, which is good to kind of have that to start with.
That's great. Well, we can't wait to see him in action this year. All right, it is summertime. Golf is, well, for you, you've got some tournaments going, but it is summertime, so let's get to some fun questions. So first of all, a little bit about you. How did you start playing golf?
When I was 3 years old, my mom was really good friends with a lady that had 3 boys, and they took the 4 of us to just a afternoon golf clinic, and I had one club on the driving range and hit that and just fell in love with it for a couple of years. Just went to the range, and my mom gave me a bucket of balls and said have fun. Didn't really think much of it, and then at about 5.5 I started taking lessons, and 6.5 I started playing a couple small tournaments here in town, and then ran with it from there and just fell in love with it.
Did you ever play any other sports growing up, or was it just all golf?
I tried t-ball once. I went to one practice and said it's not for me, and went back to golf.
What do you think it was about golf that you just loved so much?
No, it's never the same. Each day, each shot, it's always different, and there's so much to learn, and it's just so much fun. It's a game for a lifetime, and you can't really find that with anything else.
All right. What is your favorite movie?
Gotta be Caddyshack. There's just so many good scenes from it. There's too many to list.
If you had to list one or one quote that you could list, what would it be?
I can't even pick. There's just too many good ones.
All right, I won't make you pick. What about a favorite song or favorite musical artist?
3 Days Grace is pretty good. A little bit older, but I still listen to them all the time. It's good. It's upbeat a little bit, but not right there in your face for when I have my headphones in practicing.
Now, I know you did spend a lot of time on the golf range growing up, but in high school, did you ever have like a summertime job or anything like that?
No, it was all golf all the time, every day of the year.
All right, you grew up in San Diego. You're actually in San Diego right now. What was the best part about growing up in San Diego?
Just being able to play in really good conditions all year. The greens were actually better in winter because I could cut them down a little bit because it wasn't so hot. I play out at Sequan Resort, used to be Singing Hills, and it's about 100 degrees out there in the summertime. They have junior worlds out there and all of that. But in the winter, it's 70, 75 every day, and the course gets in really good shape. So having top-notch conditions all year really helped me progress as a golfer. And then, of course, going to the beach and relaxing when I'm not playing golf is always fun as well.
That's great. All right, this is kind of a fill-in-the-blank questions. If your teammates were to describe you, they would describe you as?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Let's see. Probably very serious.
All right. And what about talking about your teammates? Is there a teammate that you would describe as the funniest?
Yeah, our freshman this year, Anthony Infante. He just has a good time with everything and makes the most out of anything. He's had a few roadblocks in his year so far, but he's made the most of it, and he just finds the funny side to everything, and it's really good to have for team chemistry.
That's great. What is one thing that most people wouldn't know about you?
Oh, wow. Probably that I did a lot of mountain biking in high school. It was just really good fun. Hung out with a lot of my friends, and we just went road trails around town, and it's not exactly the golfer sort of activity because it's fairly dangerous if you get on a tight trail, but it was just a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed it. Don't do it a lot anymore, but did that for 3 years there.
Do you have a favorite spot or favorite trail?
The Mission Trails Regional Park is just right down the street, right at the base of Cowles Mountain, and we run up that all the time as well, and it overlooks the city, which is it's a cool spot to be.
This might be kind of a similar question now that we know you are a good mountain biker, but do you have a hidden talent?
Ooh, hidden talent. Wow. I do cook quite a bit. So if anything, it would be basic things, but I tend to cook well, and you got to cook well if you want to eat well.
Signature dish that you like to make or favorite thing to make?
Chicken parm for sure.
Oh, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
University of the Pacific has been a great home to you for the last several years. What is your favorite thing about going to that school?
It's the small family culture. No matter if it's within the whole school, within athletics, within the business school, no matter where you are, it's just really close knit, and you know everyone, and it's really comfortable to be there.
What are you majoring in?
Business finance with an econ minor.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, so it's fun. A lot of the same professors, and you get to know them, and ever since freshman year, really, they've known me and known about golf. So when I go into classes and at the first day of school, here's my schedule, here's the days I'm going to miss, they're not shocked at all, and they tend to work with me really well, which is very nice to have.
Great. And is there a class you've taken at Pacific that was your favorite or most interesting to you?
Believe it or not, it was geology this last semester. We were required to take one lab science, and Drew Bender and we both took it last semester, and it was a lot of fun. Professor Pearson was a good professor to have for that sort of class because a lot of athletes take it just to take the lab science and kind of get it out of the way. But he made it interesting. We had a couple field trips, and it was a lot of fun.
All right, Byron, thank you so much for joining us, and have a great rest of your summer. Good luck with your tournaments this summer.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.